Aisha Brown stepped onto the airplane, her heels clicking softly against the aisle floor. She carried a small leather purse and a tablet, her posture elegant and composed. But as she moved down the aisle toward her first-class seat, whispers and subtle laughter rippled through the cabin. Several white passengers glanced at each other, smirking, pointing, and murmuring. One woman muttered under her breath, "Oh, she's really dressed like that?" while a man chuckled quietly. Even the flight attendants, while professional, exchanged glances, clearly aware of the mockery but hesitant to intervene. Aisha's expression remained neutral. She noted every subtle gesture, every whisper, every laugh. Each micro-expression told her more about the arrogance and entitlement surrounding her. She was not just being observed, she was being judged, underestimated, and demeaned. Sliding into her seat, she positioned her tablet on her lap and took a deep breath. Calmness was her armor. She reminded herself silently, "These people believe they have power over me, but they are blind to my capabilities." She began to observe patterns. Which passengers were vocal, which laughed at minor jokes, and who was entirely oblivious. Her mind raced, not with anger but with strategy. Every detail, from the passengers' seating positions to the overhead bins, was mentally logged. By the time the plane took off, Aisha had formed a subtle, clever plan. The arrogance surrounding her would soon meet its match. As the plane climbed, Aisha's eyes scanned the cabin. A young businessman whispered a joke to his neighbor. A couple pointed at her and snickered softly. Aisha didn't flinch. She maintained composure, projecting calm confidence. Every whisper, every laugh, every glance was data for her strategy. She subtly shifted in her seat to observe reactions without drawing attention. Her tablet remained on her lap, fingers poised. A soft, knowing smile formed on her lips as she realized how blind the passengers were to her intellect and observation skills. Over the next hour, she memorized passenger behaviors, noting their arrogance, overconfidence, and lack of awareness. Each subtle insult became fuel for her upcoming plan. The more they underestimated her, the stronger her strategy would be. She imagined revealing a consequence, not through confrontation, not through anger, but with subtle, undeniable humiliation that would make them regret their mockery. Patience, calculation, and composure were her allies. Mid-flight, Aisha discreetly accessed her tablet and the in-flight Wi-Fi. Using her tech-savvy skills, she projected pre-recorded clips of passengers' arrogant behavior onto the small cabin screens. Moments of previous vanity, careless gestures, and self-absorption. Passengers' eyes widened as murmurs spread across the aisle. Some glanced nervously at their neighbors, realizing they were now part of a subtle but public embarrassment. The laughter that had once been at Aisha's expense faded as confusion and shock replaced it. Aisha's calm demeanor did not waver. She maintained her posture, fingers lightly touching her tablet. The subtle smile on her face signaled quiet satisfaction. No one could challenge her directly. Her revenge was strategic, clever, and nonviolent. The flight attendants now stared, realizing the shift in control. Passengers who had mocked her minutes ago now avoided eye contact. Aisha had claimed the psychological upper hand without raising her voice or causing a scene. The plane began its descent. Passengers checked their phones, some noticing clips circulating on social media already. Murmurs turned to gasps as the subtle embarrassment spread online. Aisha packed her tablet and purse, standing gracefully. As the plane taxied to the gate, passengers who had mocked her avoided her gaze. Some muttered quiet apologies, others checked their devices, realizing the world now saw their arrogance. Aisha remained composed, walking down the aisle with calm confidence, her heels clicking lightly. At the airport, she collected her luggage. Cameras from smartphones occasionally pointed her way, passengers whispering. She smiled subtly, knowing her revenge was complete. The arrogant passengers had learned their lesson. Intelligence, calmness, and strategy could dismantle arrogance and mockery without a single confrontation.